Om Sri Sai Ram. My humble pranams to the lotus feet of our Swami. With the divine grace of Swami, I take the privilege to introduce Srimati Vijaya Subramaniam, an orator going to speak about the topic Pithru devo bhava, and Sai devotees sing Sai bhajan. I pray Swami to give them health, wealth, peace, and prosperity. Jai Sai Ram.
Hari Om. Paying my sincere obeisances to the holy feet of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba and also the holy feet of Swami Chinmayananda, I would like to talk about a special topic that is given to me, Pithru devo bhava. As the name implies, this phrase Pithru devo bhava has a special meaning. We know the literal meaning of the phrase, but it is making me interpret a lot of beautiful thoughts on father and who a father is and what is his responsibility and what are the changes that had taken place when we see father as a principle. I would like to take father as a principle than as a person. Shanti Parva in Mahabharata depicts a beautiful sloga on father. Pita Swargaha, Pita Dharmaha, Pita Paramakam Tapaha, Pitari Pritimapena Sarvaha, Priyanti Devataha. This means, my father is my heaven, my father is my dharma. He is the ultimate penance of my life. And if he is happy, all deities are pleased. Isn't it a beautiful thought? Yes, of course. Taking father as a principle than as a person, I would like to talk about father, the evolution of that principle. Starting from time immemorial, the Sanatana Dharma, the eternal religion, has lot of itihas and puranas and stories and mythologies that depicts the glory of a father. The great Lord Shiva is depicted as a father in Tiruvilayadal Purana, and we know the story. And she has a wife, Devi Parvati Mata, and 2 sons. And he is an example of the eternal father. Starting from time immemorial, the Sanatana Dharma, as I said before, is governed by so many special principles and doctrines. And there are certain principles that can't be changed. Say, for example, a fire which is hot is a principle, and that principle is seen even today, that it can't be changed. It's a fact. But there are principles, like the principle of a father, a term that is called father, that keeps changing and that keeps evolving. And these transformation, these changes, these progressive changes are called evolution. One such beautiful example of human evolution is the evolution of the principle of a father. We can take examples from our itihas. The itihas, Ramayana. We know Dasaratha was a great dad. He lived the life of sacrifice, and he proved the world that there is nothing that can be compared to love and sacrifice. Where there is love, there has to be a sacrifice. And he stood for that principle. And many in recent days argue that Dasaratha is not a good dad, that he made his own son suffer. But no, our Shastras and our Sanatana Dharma, it teaches the world that the principle of father is like a lighthouse that guides the ship that is in turbulent waters. So, Dasaratha lived the life of love and sacrifice, and he breathed his last when he sent his sons to the forest. And we know the story. And one of not so good father is Dhritarashtra. And we know the story of Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana and what type of son Duryodhana was. And needless to say, we saw the end and what happened to Duryodhana. So the main problem is the chiseling. Duryodhana was not chiseled by his father. Each and every commitment or every act that the father does to make his kids perform good in the world is looked upon as chiseling in those days. Chiseling is the art of taking a hammer and beating a stone and making it into a sculpture. Isn't it an easy thing to do? Is that an easy thing? No, not at all. If we see somebody chiseling and the person who is beating also experiences the pain. Imagine a father parenting his kids. Some fathers are strict and they want their kids to be a good human being or to perform good in the world. This is chiseling. And the kids who find fault with the chiseling cannot be good citizens or they cannot be good human beings. So they are just like Duryodhana. Whereas a kid who can withstand the power of the chiseling like Sri Rama can definitely perform wonderful in this materialistic world today. This is what Ramayana and Mahabharata says, and the glory of a father. Talking about the present day father, say for example a son who is born to a father in 1940s, I can say. A son who is born in 1940, and imagine his father, and he was a villager, and he is a farmer. Imagine he has lot of sons, and he is a very powerful person. He feeds lot of poor people in the village, and he takes care of lot of farms and paddy fields, and he runs the business of owning the paddy fields in the village. But it so happened that those sons, he has lot of sons, let us imagine, and not even a son born to that type of dad became a farmer. Because in those days, the dharma or what a man does for his living is considered as his dharma, and that needs to be inherited in the kids. The society looked upon that as a good dharma, but not even his sons became farmers, but they were successful, they were good citizens, and they got educated, and one became a doctor, another became a teacher, another were good in their own professions. They may say that, isn't that a good dharma? No, not at all. We cannot argue that it is not a good dharma because the earth changed. So do people's mindset changed. We can't find fault with the son that you didn't inherit the dharma of your dad. Or we can't find fault with the parent, with the dad, that not even his sons became and he inherited his own profession. We accepted the change, we accepted this evolution, and we were happy and we appreciated. And this was the dharma, the principle of the father changed. And imagine a son who is born in 1980s and 1970s. He got educated in a different way, and the present day, talking about this present day scenario, the present day education system demands something different. So this education that is given now, it is universal. It is happening that the kids are getting educated and they may relocate to some other countries and some different continent far away from their dads. And these types of dads are looked upon. A great question that is pointed towards them is, have you raised a good kid that he relocated somewhere far away from you, that he is not going to be with you in your old age? This is the greatest question or greatest problem for present day dads, that have you raised a good kid that who cannot take care of you at the old age? So this principle of father has evolved, it transformed, and we are seeing in everyday life. But the only answer to this question is yes. These types of fathers are warriors. They need to accept the change that the world is offering. Just like the transformation when the farmer sons, not even a son born to a farmer became a farmer, we accepted the change. And likewise, in this present day scenario, when it is forcing a big change of relocating the kids to some of the different countries that they cannot take care, they cannot be with their parents during their old age, are looked upon as warrior dads and warrior fathers. And in Sanatana Dharma, a son's duty or a daughter's duty to their parents is till the kids leave the world. The duty is not going to stop when the parents, they leave the world. It is when the kids, till the kids exist, they have duty towards their parents. And the classic example for this is Rama, Lord Rama. So with that note, I would like to conclude this beautiful topic, Pithru devo bhava, that is given to me, with a saying that there is no better principle in earth, I can say. Just like we respect mother, father is equally a great principle, a great power, superpower that everybody is gifted with. And nobody should find fault with their father. Sometimes the father may be strict. Sometimes fathers may be ignorant. Sometimes the fathers, some kids may feel that inappropriate. No, not so good. But no. As a student of Sanatana Dharma, living the life of Dharma, what our religion says is nobody should find fault with their own dad. So he is such a blessing. We are not in this world if he is not there. So he is so special. So let us all pay respects to our father through our thoughts, words and deeds, and make them feel proud of their sons and daughters. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and thank you so much for all those listeners who are patiently listening to my talks. Thank you so much. God bless and Hari Om.
साई मात पिता दीन बंधु सखा,
साई मात पिता दीन बंधु सखा,
साई मात पिता दीन बंधु सखा,
साई मात पिता दीन बंधु सखा।
तेरे चरणों में साई मेरा कोटि प्रणाम,
तेरे चरणों में साई मेरा कोटि प्रणाम,
तेरे चरणों में साई मेरा कोटि प्रणाम,
तेरे चरणों में साई मेरा कोटि प्रणाम।
साई मात पिता दीन बंधु सखा,
साई मात पिता दीन बंधु सखा,
साई मात पिता दीन बंधु सखा,
साई मात पिता दीन बंधु सखा।
तेरे चरणों में साई मेरा कोटि प्रणाम,
तेरे चरणों में साई मेरा कोटि प्रणाम,
तेरे चरणों में साई मेरा कोटि प्रणाम,
तेरे चरणों में साई मेरा कोटि प्रणाम।
मुझे शक्ति दो मेरे साई शिवा,
मुझे शक्ति दो मेरे साई शिवा,
मुझे भक्ति दो मेरे साई शिवा,
मुझे भक्ति दो मेरे साई शिवा,
मुझे मुक्ति 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 दो मेरे साई शिवा।
साई मात पिता दीन बंधु सखा,
साई मात पिता दीन बंधु सखा,
तेरे चरणों में साई मेरा कोटि प्रणाम,
तेरे चरणों में साई मेरा कोटि प्रणाम।
साई मात पिता दीन बंधु सखा,
साई मात पिता दीन बंधु सखा,
तेरे चरणों में साई मेरा कोटि प्रणाम,
तेरे चरणों में साईं मेरा कोटि प्रणाम।
मुझे शक्ति दो मेरे साईं शिवा,
मुझे शक्ति दो मेरे साईं शिवा,
मुझे भक्ति दो मेरे साईं शिवा,
मुझे भक्ति दो मेरे साईं शिवा,
मुझे मुक्ति 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 दो मेरे साईं शिवा। साईं मात पिता दीन बंधु सखा।